Hello, I'm Stacy McNinch, the 2020-21 President of the Junior League of Jackson. Welcome to our very first virtual Touch a Truck Jackson. Thank you for joining us today and for your continued support of Touch a Truck Jackson. Your generosity allows us to provide more than 50,000 volunteer service hours and more than $1.3 million back to the community, which we all love so much. I invite you now to grab your hard hats as we let our imagination roll.
Hello, I am Jenny Simmons, Chair for the 2021 Touch a Truck Jackson event. Touch a Truck Jackson began 8 years ago and has grown tremendously over the years. Each year, it has continued to directly impact our community financially and provide a fun and educational experience for children of all ages. As we began to plan this event in the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, we knew that we would have to have an option for a virtual event. So we began to let our imaginations roll to bring you the best non-Touch a Truck possible. We encourage you to let your imaginations roll as you and your children explore the sights and sounds of our 2021 event.
Okay, I'm glad to see y'all came to help me today. My name's Tim. I'm here with Puckett Machinery, and what we're going to do today is we're going to do some digging with our 323 excavator. This thing can dig up to almost 25 feet deep. It can dig approximately 2 feet to 5 feet wide. It can lift big concrete objects and set them in a hole. It can also load the big dump trucks. Have y'all ever seen them do that? All right, well that's what we're going to do today with it. That'd be okay? Okay, I'm ready to go get into 336 and do some digging. Are you ready to help me?
Yeah!
This is a 55,000 pound machine. It can dig up to 20 feet deep. It can carry about 2 yards of material at a time. It can lift large concrete structures and put them into place and load trucks. It has tracks instead of wheels so that it can stand up in soft conditions like sand and dirt. Only one operator at a time in the machine. It doesn't travel very fast, but it digs really fast. All right, we're going to be putting the dirt in our 730 articulating dump truck. It can hold up to 30 tons of dirt, which is approximately over 60,000 pounds of dirt. Used on job sites a lot to dig holes and fill holes. Many times on our job sites, you'll see multiple trucks, up to 10 to 12 at a lot of times. That truck, fully loaded, can travel at almost 30 miles an hour. When the trucks and heavy equipment are not being used, a lot of times they're in what we call laydown yards, or they come back here to Puckett to be cleaned up and serviced and ready for the next job. If you'll notice, this is a real special truck. It has 6 wheels. It has 6 wheels to help with its flotation, and all 6 wheels are pulling at the same time. Flotation means so that we don't sink into the dirt, we stay on top in case it's muddy.
My name is Lane. I'm with Bracken Equipment in Flowood, Mississippi. I've been operating for 22 years with Bracken Equipment. Today, we're showing you a Liebherr 230-ton truck crane. It is an essential piece of equipment in the construction industry. It's used for picking air units, hanging cell towers, steel erection, numerous tasks. It's a 230-ton crane. It has 237 foot of main boom, and the jib is 118 foot. With main boom and the jib insert attachments, it's 336 foot tip height. On a day-to-day basis, we use it on all construction sites. You do have to have NCC certification to operate and Class A CDL to drive it.
My name is Daniel with Bracken Equipment in Flowood, Mississippi. We specialize in crane rentals, and I'm an operator here running a T-Rex T780. I've been operating at Bracken Equipment for a little over a year, but I've been operating a crane for around 10 years. And you have to have a CCO certification to run it and a Class A commercial license to drive it. This could apply to everyday life because the cranes that we have build buildings and cell phone towers and certain things that we use in everyday life. We use this piece of equipment day to day. We move it from one job site to another. Driving down the road, top speed is about 62 miles an hour. It is a 80-ton crane, and tip height, the highest it'll go is 192 feet.
My name is Doug. I'm the Assistant Operations Manager for Bracken Equipment here in Flowood, Mississippi. Behind me here you'll see our boom inserts and our jib inserts for our Liebherr cranes. We utilize these to extend the crane's overall boom length up to 336 foot tip height. Using these inserts we can fly manned equipment with our man baskets to the top of cell phone towers, to the top of buildings, and provide tools and anything necessary they need to work with. I'm currently standing in a two-man man basket. We use these baskets to transport man safely to their destinations on top of buildings or to provide them a safe workplace on top of cell phone towers. These baskets utilize a steel structure to keep the man protected and provide access points where they can tie off to allow them to work safely. This is also how we get images like this. Behind me here is our Liebherr 1200 5.1. This crane was brought to us from Germany. It was shipped across the ocean on a boat all the way to the port of Galveston, where we picked it up and brought it back here to Flowood, Mississippi. This crane requires 4 support trucks to operate. It has a base trailer with its counterweight and rigging, and then 3 other trailers that provide additional counterweights when needed to increase the crane's capacity.
Hello everybody, I'm Mark Stovall with MMC Materials. This is Ben Jordan with MMC Materials. Ben Jordan is a mixer truck operator. Ben Jordan has been with MMC Materials for 37 years. Today we're going to talk to you about concrete a little bit. This is a concrete truck that you're seeing in the background behind us. Concrete truck is made to deliver ready-mix concrete to job sites. Ready-mix concrete is one of the most utilized construction products in the world. Concrete is conveyed into this mixer truck by the means of a concrete batch plant. So the batch plant puts the raw materials that we need, which is cement, sand, gravel, and water, into this truck, and then this truck is actually a manufacturing plant. There's a series of fins internally in the drum of this truck that actually manufactures concrete. So that is what we do day in and day out. Concrete is delivered and sold by the yard, by the cubic yard, is how concrete is measured. This is a central Mississippi area. We service everything in the central portion of Mississippi. Now, MMC is the largest concrete producer in the state of Mississippi. We have plants that stretch from Memphis all the way to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and this is one of 5 areas. Today, one of our customers that we'll be servicing is Simmons Erosion Control. They're finishing up their job at Amazon, the new distribution center for the state of Mississippi. The concrete that we'll be delivering to Simmons Erosion Control today will be a curb mix that they'll be pouring at Amazon. All right. We appreciate the opportunity allowing us to share a little bit of what we do on a daily basis.
We're going to go over a brief description today of what we're going to be doing here today. We're going to be pouring some curb and gutter with one of the Miller 1000 formless concrete machines. We'll be discharging concrete from an MMC concrete truck into the hopper. The auger will then take it up and discharge it over into the actual mold that will make the shape of the concrete curb and gutter we are pouring. The concrete will pass from the hopper up the auger over into the mold. There are vibrators in there that will vibrate the concrete to make the form of the mold that we have on the machine today. This particular machine has I'd say probably 5 or 6 different molds of curb and gutter that you can pour with it. It also pours a header curb. You can also attach a rail mold to this machine that would be like you see on your bridge rails when you're passing down the highway. Also, it'll pour wall, which is like a parapet wall that you see in the median of some of your 4-lane highways. As the mixer truck starts to discharge the concrete from the truck, it has to be looked at to make sure it is the right slump for the product you're pouring today. Too wet is not good. Too dry is not good. The too dry causes it to crack, makes it harder to finish. Too wet would cause it to slump to where you couldn't keep your height like you need and your form.
Hello, my name is Mark and I work for Lyle Machinery Company out of Richland, Mississippi. We are a Komatsu dealership that services all over the United States. We sell, rent, and service to our customers on road construction, dirt construction, any type construction materials. We have 5 locations in Mississippi. Behind me is a PC490 excavator. The total weight of it is 110,000 pounds, which equals to be about 8 adult elephants. It will dig down 30 foot, which is an average of about 2 stories of a building. The counterweight on the back of it for balance is 21,000 pounds, which is an average of 2 adult hippos. The capacity of lifting is 48,000 pounds, which is a lot of weight. We excavate dirt, rock, any materials in the ground, as well as clearing land with this type machine. The height from the ground to the top of it is 12 foot high. It is 12 foot wide as well. It is operated by 1 person in the seat. Very easy to operate, but very, very powerful. As you can see, it is a large machine built for picking up and digging more than speed. So behind me is a D51-24 bulldozer. This dozer is designed to push. It can clear land. It can build roads. It can dig a ditch. Various types of reasons for this machine. The tracks on it are 2.2 inches in height, designed to push so it will not spin. The average weight of this machine is 31,000 pounds, which is the size of 3 adult hippos. This machine is built in Japan, Americas, and in Europe. We service, sell, and rent many of these machines. The cab on the machine itself has metal around it to protect the driver or operator that's in it. Those are called the sweeps and screens, as you can see behind me. The horsepower of this machine is 120 horsepower. The average speed has 3 speed settings, and it runs from 2.8 miles an hour to 5.7 miles an hour in 3 speeds. Very versatile machine. The blade capacity as far as pushing is a 4.68 cubic yards of material. It can dig down 1.3 inches into the ground and raise up 3 foot at the bottom of the blade. The blade is 11 foot wide from end to end. So behind me now is a Cematec C60 series volume mixer truck. It's basically a concrete truck on wheels. It has sand, rock, water, and the materials to make concrete. All of it mixes together and comes down to a conveyor belt. The Cematec truck can produce 60 yards per hour of concrete on an average pour. The average weight of a loaded Cematec truck is 78,000 pounds, which is 8 adult hippos. This particular truck behind me holds 510 gallons of water, and it's an average of 10 yards that it can pour of concrete. The cement truck is designed for pouring pools, sidewalks, driveways, roads. We can add color to the concrete from this truck and also use fiber in the concrete for stiffness. and durability of concrete.
Hello everyone, I'm Christian and welcome to Delta Industries. We produce and deliver concrete all over the state of Mississippi. Today we'd like to show you a little bit of what we do and how we do it. And since we're part of the construction business, let's not forget to wear our hard hat. Now let's go make some concrete.
This is Delta Industries. This is Aiden from Aiden's Construction. This is Gage. How can I help you? I would like to order some concrete for my project. Yeah, we can help you with that. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hey, I'm Justin Smith with Hurts Choice Concrete Company. We're here today for a residential house slab foundation. Today we're doing a foundation for a new house in Gluckstadt, Mississippi. And Delta Industries here to discharge the concrete into the concrete pump. It'll go up through the boom and out into the house slab foundation.
joining us today to make this foundation happen.
My name is Doug Miller. I'm the Chief Chemist for the Mississippi Department of Transportation's Chemical Lab. What we do here is basically test various materials that go into road and bridge construction.
I'm Shaquille Owens, and today I will be demonstrating to you how we find the compressive strength of a concrete cylinder. First step to this is we will get a weight on our cylinder. 8.41 is what we would call that. Next, we get dimensions on our cylinder. We start by getting the average diameter, and we do so by getting two average diameters across. This is 4.00, and rotate 90 degrees. Our second measure, 4.00. We will average that out and get a 4-inch average. Next, we're going to get 3 lengths on our cylinder. We got 8.03. Roll about 30 degrees. A third. 8.04. Last 8.05. We call that about 8.04 average. Afterwards, we're going to check the perpendicularity of our cylinder and make sure that it does not depart by planes by more than half a degree. And half a degree for our 6-inch surface is this 1 16th inch feeler gauge. We do so. Alright. See? And we go down inside our cylinder, making sure that it doesn't depart. Please, same ordeal. In this particular case, we'd be good. Next phase, we get to the fun part. Load our bearing surfaces up. Careful to make sure that they're clean. Inside is a neoprene pad. Top and bottom, once again, making sure they're clean. We come on. Particular cylinder with a peak stress of 5,900 psi, which is almost 2,000 psi above what it was supposed to reach. So you guys feel very safe out there on the road from Richardson, Mississippi. After that, after we notate our peak strength, we're going to notate what type of brake we have.
My name is Linwood Smith, and I'm the one that tests the filter cloth for that for the soil stabilization. We have to test it. We're looking for a strength of 200 on the trapezoid and 80 on the ground. It has to be at least 200. Okay, then.
Hello, my name is Jeff Cox. I'm president of Birdsong Construction. We're a civil construction company. We specialize in heavy earthwork, utilities, storm drain, and structural concrete. We have 2 trucks here today. We have 2 Max on a trailer truck that we haul aggregate, sand, dirt with. We also have the granite Traxel Max that we also do the same with. We'll be discussing it and show you the functions of how they operate.
My name is Eddie Pace. The truck driver. I drive for over 30 years. Work for Birdsong Construction. Today, we're going to take you over my Mack truck and show you the functions of this truck. This is a CB radio where you talk through the mic, you talk to other drivers, you know, you get directions and stuff like that. So that's what it's mainly for. This truck runs about 75 miles an hour. It's got a governor to keep it from going as fast as it will go. All my functions about like a car, on the steering wheel, the radio, the phone and all that. You got your cruise control. This is an automatic truck. You notice there's no gear in there. It's an automatic truck. It's a push button. You just push the button for drive, neutral, reverse. These are your brakes. You got the tractor brake, which is your truck, and you got a trailer brake. They work separately. They all work off of air. Okay. You got your differential, which is this button here. This makes your all your wheels in the back, both your axles pull. Like if you get stuck or something, when you're just riding, only 2 wheels are pulling. If you get stuck, you put it in and all 4 of them. This is my PTO button, which makes my bed go up and down. This button makes my 5th wheel, which is where your trailer locks into your tractor, is called the 5th wheel. It makes my trailer slide back and forth so you can kind of level your weight out, even your weight out. Then you got an air horn and you got a city horn. Air horn's loud so people can hear you. Your city horn is more like a car horn, or it's just regular like a car horn, you know, just beeping or whatever.
Good morning. My name is Bobby Williams. I've been driving trucks about 40 years. I've been employed with Birdsong Construction for 16 years. I'm very pleased about being an employee of Birdsong Construction. Well, this particular truck here, it's got so many different components. You got the phone system here that operates. You got your the computerized system that regens a truck. You know, when you used to have to call out a mechanic, this truck actually does it itself, and you don't have to have a mechanic to come out and do it. These trucks have many different functions.
Hi, my name's Jeff. I'm the manager of the KLLM Driving Academy here in Richland, Mississippi. And we're under KLLM Transport Services, and this is one of our 2021 Freightliner Cascadias that we have in the fleet.
We have right around 2,000 trucks in our fleet, and every year we have about 800 students that go through the academy and they complete the program. They are currently CDL drivers here for us at KLM Transport Services. One of the great things about this company is what we do. We haul mostly temperature controlled freight across this country, and that means primarily what we're hauling is we're hauling food products. So we're hauling chicken, we're hauling beef, we're hauling ice cream, M&Ms, things such as that, as well as the healthier stuff like lettuce. So we're hauling all of those great things across this country, and of course throughout the pandemic we've seen so many different things that we rely on truckers for, and that's one of the things that we're doing here on a day-to-day basis. Is we go from place to place, city to city, state to state, and we're hauling these goods so that you can buy them in your local grocery store or somewhere else. So this truck has a sleeper berth, and in the sleeper berth we have 2 beds, so drivers can actually take their truck with them, or in essence what they do is they take their home with them from place to place as they go. So they stop in at rest stops, they stop in at truck stops, and that's where they're staying for the night. We're an over-the-road company, so what we do consistently is we're hauling from place to place. So we may not get from the location where our goods are coming from to where they're going in one day. So as we go along the routes, we may have a drive from North Carolina to California, and we can't make that in a day. So these drivers stop, and as they stop, this is where they're bedding down for the night. This is where they're getting their rest, getting their sleep for the next day as they continue to drive to where they're supposed to go. So that's one of the great things that these trucks allow drivers to do is that they don't have to just stop at a hotel. They can just be where they're at and sleep for the night, get up the next day, and continue on with the road. So safety-wise, we can drive for 11 hours a day, up to 70 hours a week. And there must be a 10-hour rest period within there that they can pick back up and start back driving. So truck drivers, in essence, do more than just driving too. So sometimes they're checking their cargo, or they're doing something outside of driving. So we can work up to 14 hours a day, but only 11 of that can be driving, and 10 hours within the sleeper time or rest time during the day. So here at the KLM Driving Academy, we're in partnership with Hines Community College, and what we do is on a consistently week basis is we bring in students. Some students that don't have a CDL permit, they get their permit with us, and then they're learning how to drive. Every year we process somewhere between 800 and 1,000 students that come through the doors here, and around that number get their CDLs and their drivers with us here at KLM Transport Services. One of the great things about working for the trucking industry is that you'll learn a lot about the country. You'll learn a lot about where things are, where folks live, different parts of the country, and you'll just learn to see a lot of the country as well, and you get paid doing it. So that's the wonderful thing about being with a trucking company and being with KLM Transport Services. So one of the great things about coming here is that we accept anyone that's 21 years of age or older. So you can come in here, you don't have a CDL permit, maybe you have a CDL permit, maybe you have a CDL but you haven't done any recent driving experience. You can come in here, we can give you some instruction while you're here at the academy, and then we can transform you into a driver, and then you can move on and become a driver with us here at KLM Transport Services.
Good morning. My name is Vince Edwards. I am employed with Simmons Erosion Control. We are a subcontractor and also a prime contractor. This is one of our 2 lowboy trucks that we use to move our equipment around from job site to job site. This is a 2019 Kenworth. It's equipped with the emissions for burning clean exhaust. This is the DEF diesel exhaust fluid tank. As the truck is in operation, it injects fluid into the exhaust, and that helps it to burn a cleaner exhaust for the environment. You can see up top there's no black soot in the exhaust. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put on our seatbelt, of course. We'll start by starting the engine. We'll go over some of our gauges. You have here your alternator gauge, that's for your battery. You have here your water temperature gauge, That's the coolant on your engine. You have here your oil pressure gauge for your engine. Here is your tachometer. That's the RPMs your engine is turning. You can tell as I give it a little. Here is your alternator gauge. This is the voltage on your batteries, so you can make sure you got sufficient voltage as you're traveling. This is your water temperature gauge for your engine. This is your oil pressure gauge for your engine. This next gauge is going to be it's called your tachometer. What this does is it registers the engine RPM. You can see as I accelerate, your RPMs coming up. It is in increments of 100. This next gauge right here is going to be your speedometer. It shows your mileage. It also shows your trip for the day. You have a little instrument panel right here, and on this panel, of course, you can keep up easy in line of vision of driving. You can see your time, so you don't have to distract you from driving. You can change different settings. You can pull up gauges. Anything you want to see, you can pull it up right here digitally. You can see as I accelerate, this is my tachometer at the moment. And as I accelerate, you see your numbers starting to climb, just like you see on your manual gauge. Our CB that truckers communicate with each other. You also go into certain places, there's going to be an office, like a scale house, where the trucks weigh in and out. And you can switch sometimes to channel 2. That's what a lot of your scale houses run on. And you can talk to the scale house without having to exit the vehicle. The yellow valve you see right here is your truck air brakes. The red valve you see is your trailer air brakes. When you are ready to travel, you simply put your foot on the brake pedal on the floor. You push your yellow valve in, you can hear the air charging. And once you're in gear, you're ready to start your route. Touch a Truck Jackson. Let your imagination roll.
My name's Will Earnhardt. I'm the head groundskeeper for the Mississippi Braves. Today I was just on a three-wheeler. They use them a lot in golf courses. They're called bunker rakes, but out here we call them three-wheelers. We use the back end of it to smooth out the dirt, smooth out divots and humps, keep everything nice and smooth. When you're playing baseball, you don't want any bad hops. So we use that. And it's got spikes down there that we use on the track to keep the track nice and smooth. Right now, with all the snow we've had here recently, we're trying to get ready for the new upcoming games, the new season that's about to start. So we're trying to get everything put back together. We use a lot of equipment like this on a daily basis. We also have a couple in our grounds crew shed up there. We have a big lawnmower that cuts the outfield, puts the stripes in the outfield. You see that. They have big rollers on the end out in front. You can get the nice lines that you see. I have a couple other equipment like big sprayers, big tanks that we put a lot of chemicals in, try to get the grass nice and green, which it needs to be right now after all the snow. So there's a lot of work that goes into it, but a lot of different equipment we use to get the job done, but getting everything ready to play baseball.
Hello kids, I'm Jerome Wallace. I work for Ergon Trucking, and today I'll be telling you about the tanker truck. I've been driving and hauling tanker for about 6 years. Truck drivers have to have a special sticker to haul tanker and hazardous material. Tanker truck is different than most trucks. It's round shaped and it can haul liquid, like anything from milk to oils to chemicals, fuel. You can put that in the tanker truck. Our home is here in Jackson, Mississippi, but we deliver oil to all 48 states, including Canada. Ergon produces oil that goes into all types of things that you might not think about, like makeup, tires, candles, rubber hoses, stuff like that. Ergon delivers product 365 days a year. We have a total of 365 trucks and drivers. Today I'm hauling transformer oil that helps make electricity. This tank can hold up to 7,000 gallons of liquid, which stays constantly in motion while I'm driving, which makes it a little difficult. This truck can go 70 miles an hour. It also has a bed in the back where I can take naps. Where I get fuel at is a truck stop where there's showers, food. This tank holds 150 gallons of diesel. With a full tank of fuel, I can get up to about 1,000 miles. This is a hidden compartment under my bed where I store stuff like tools. You have a fire extinguisher in case I have a fire and stuff like that. We call these lines pigtails. These are the lines that control the lights and the brake system coming from the truck to the trailer. So you have extra brakes to stop it. Hey kids, check out these rocket launchers. No, these are not rocket launchers. They are hose tubes that I use to keep my hoses in. That way I can drain oil from the tank into the customer's tank. Okay kids, it's time for me to hit the road. Thanks for listening.
My name is Dennis. I work for Hall's Towing. I've been here over 20 years. We have been in business for over 40. We service the Jackson Metro and surrounding areas, doing your light duty towing for your vehicles, and we also do heavy duty towing. And we have a specialized department that does heavy equipment. If your car breaks down, feel free to call us. We will be there very quickly to get you picked up and get your car delivered. And now we will show you how we load vehicles.
Hey guys, I'm Christy, this is Jonathan. We're with the Department of Transportation, and y'all may be familiar with the Department of Transportation. We do things like fix roads and build roads and put up orange cones that may sometimes aggravate mom and dad. But we also do other very important things. Like today, we're going to talk to you guys about wearing seatbelts. And this funny looking truck behind me is called Rover, Roll Over Rover. And it's going to demonstrate for you guys a few scenarios where people are or are not wearing their seatbelts that'll show you why it is so important to always put your seatbelt on. So Bert, behind me here, is an adult dummy, and he's going to show you what happens in a rollover crash if you're not wearing a seatbelt. Bert's a little hard-headed. He does not like to wear a seatbelt. He says, well, it's my car, it's my choice. I'm not going to wear mine. So let's see what happens with Bert when he gets into a rollover crash at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. This is Baby Bob. Baby Bob is 2 years old, so Baby Bob should be riding in a car seat. But Baby Bob likes to pretend like he's driving. And sometimes Dad lets him do just that. Well, these guys live way out in the country, and they get up on a Saturday morning and decide they're going to have some waffles for breakfast. But what do you have to have with waffles? Syrup. They look in the cabinet, no syrup. So they're just going to run to the store. It's just a couple miles down the road. He lets Baby Bob sit in his lap so Baby Bob can pretend like he's driving when they go to the store. They get going down the road about 30-35 miles an hour, and a deer runs out in front of them. So Dad swerves to miss, and when he does, watch what happens to Baby Bob. This is Simon. Simon is 6 years old, so Simon doesn't need to sit in a baby seat anymore. But is he big enough to just get in the car, put a seatbelt on, and go for a ride? Not quite. Simon needs to sit in a booster seat. Anyone who is less than 4'9" and 80 pounds really needs to be in a booster seat, preferably in the back seat. We're going to get him all buckled up now. Up front there is something that's very dangerous that can hurt small children. That's the airbag. The airbag is actually not a very soft material at all. It's canvas and it's filled with a very hot gas, and when it comes out of the dashboard, it's coming out at you at about 180 miles an hour. So if you can imagine sitting right in front of the dashboard and this airbag coming out, it's like 180 mile an hour punch to the face. You never ever want to put a child in front of one. If you have a vehicle like this truck here that only has a front seat, most vehicles these days have the ability to turn off that airbag, so just make sure that that airbag is turned off if you have no back seat to put a child in. But we're going to show you what happens when Simon is buckled up like he's supposed to be. Bert's figured it out. He says, okay, I get it. I need to have my kids buckled up. So he gets Simon buckled in just like he's supposed to be, but Bert is still not wearing his seatbelt. So what do you think will happen when someone's buckled up properly and someone else isn't? We're going to show you. So now Bert really does understand. He has to be buckled up and his kids have to be buckled up. So this time we're going to get everybody buckled in and we're going to see what happens when he rolls the truck over this time. Do you think everybody will be safe or will someone still get hurt? Could you still get hurt in a crash if you're wearing your seatbelt the way you're supposed to? Absolutely. Seatbelts are not going to make you bulletproof. You could still bump your head, break your arm, but the chances of you walking away from that crash go way up if you've got that seatbelt on when your vehicle rolls over. So let's see what happens. So as you can see, everybody is staying upright in their seats. No one's being flung out of the vehicle. No one is ending up on the nice soft asphalt. Everybody's staying in the vehicle where they belong. You know, these days cars have all kinds of safety features, from crumple zones to roll cages to airbags, but not a one of those safety features will do you a bit of good if you're not in the car. A seatbelt will help you stay upright in your seat so that you can hopefully survive the crash. We get asked a lot of questions at the end of these demonstrations, one of which is, well, what if the windows are rolled up? Because in the demonstration, as you can see, the vehicles are down, the windows are down here. Well, one of two things is going to blow the window out. Either the force of the crash when the vehicle rolls on top of its roof, or your head. Either way, the window is not going to stay intact and you're still going to come out. We get asked, well, how many people actually die in crashes because they're not wearing their seatbelt? Well, in Mississippi, we lose hundreds of people every year in car crashes. 1 out of 2 of those people are not wearing their seatbelt, and the Department of Public Safety estimates about half of those people would still be with us if they had just put that seatbelt on. Seatbelts can and do save lives if you wear them, so we hope that you wear your seatbelt not just for you, but for everybody in the vehicle. On behalf of the Department of Transportation, survive your drive and drive smart, y'all.
So my name is Cole Trowbridge. I'm with the Mississippi Highway Patrol. I'm one of 4 pilots out here. We're stationed at Raymond, Mississippi. So this helicopter is a VFR only helicopter, which means it's only used in visual flight rules. So we cannot fly in the clouds. We can't fly in the rain. We have to be able to see contact with the ground at all times, as opposed to an IFR helicopter, which is an instrument flight rules, which can fly in the clouds. One of the reasons that's important for us is we need to be seeing the ground anyway, because that's a part of our missions, is to be able to see the ground and see other law enforcement on the ground, be able to see the prisoner or the person that we're looking for on the ground. If we're in the clouds, we can't help the units on the ground anyway. So some of the questions we usually get from second graders about this helicopter: no, it cannot land on the moon. Yes, it has landed on the top of Mount Everest, not this one, but one just like it. No, there are no rockets on it. We do not shoot out of it. We have 3 main blades at the top. They're driven by the engine that is in the rear of the helicopter. It has a shaft that connects to the transmission, which in turn turns the 3 blades at the top and the tail rotor in the back. We do all of our minor maintenance here at our hangar. I don't do it, our mechanic does it. Oil changes and any lubrication on the engine, things like that. So when we are looking for someone on the ground, our MX-10, as I referenced earlier, is a big help. It has coordinates on it, so it always knows where it's looking.
And if we see someone on the ground that we want the ground units to go find, all we have to do is give them the coordinates. And those coordinates take them to a particular spot on the ground so that they can find that person. This is our controller for our MX10 camera. It's really neat, so we can just turn it on right here. We can swivel the camera around wherever we want right here. We focus our image using this wheel right here, zoom right here, and this Vic button right here we can change from our daytime cam, which gives us a color image, much like you're seeing right now, to the infrared cam where we pick up heat signatures.
Good afternoon. I am Master Sergeant Kirby K. Stewart with the Mississippi Highway Safety Patrol. I am currently the Central Region Supervisor for the Public Affairs Office. What we have here today is the Highway Patrol ARC unit. This is a 2019 Dodge Charger. This is one of the units we use to do our job as we patrol the highways of the great state of Mississippi. Currently, as you can see the lights behind me, they're on and they're on, and that's what we use to make our traffic stops or indicate that we have an emergency or we're on our way somewhere. Take a look inside. You can see some of the tools that we use to do our job. That dinging you hear is something you probably hear when you don't have your seatbelt on. It is the law that you wear your seatbelt, and it's there for your safety. So always wear your seatbelt. This is our control unit. What it does, it controls not only our lights, but our sirens and our horn. We have an air horn, and we also have this. Whenever you get into a vehicle, the most important thing you can do is wear your seatbelt. Very easy to do. Come across you, and you're in there. Just make sure it fits snugly, and it's not too tight. What a lot of people don't know is your seatbelt can be adjusted right on the side here. Up or down. In the state of Mississippi, it is mandatory that everyone in your vehicle wears a seatbelt, whether they're in the front seat or the back seat. So always wear your seatbelt.
During the off season, we're doing it. I'm Trooper Roberts, and I'm with the Mississippi Highway Patrol motorcycle team. We often use our motorcycles in high traffic areas. We also escort important people like the governor or the president when they're out. So the Mississippi Highway Patrol motor team has been around since 1938. We have 12 of these bikes statewide. Now the Mississippi Highway Patrol uses Harley-Davidson motorcycles. We use these to respond to accident scenes in our day-to-day operations, like running radar and catching speeding vehicles.
Hey, I am Lee Fairchild with the Pediatric Critical Care Transport Team. And here at UNC we have several different ways of transporting all types of patients across the state. We have our pediatric transport team, we have our neonatal transport team, we also have our helicopter over here, and this, usually we go the speed limit, but if we need to go faster, we use our lights and sirens if the kid's really sick or something like that. And we can go up to 82 miles an hour. Air Care can travel across the state, and it can take them anywhere from 10-15 minutes to get somewhere up to about an hour. These are just several different ways that we can transport any patient across the state to help provide better care.
Hi, my name is Christopher Ducote. I'm one of the pilots for the Air Care 1 in Jackson, Mississippi, out of the University of Mississippi Medical Center. We provide air evac coverage for the state of Mississippi and sometimes into other surrounding states. We fly the Eurocopter 145 and a Eurocopter 135. The Eurocopter 145 is the helicopter located behind me right now. The 145 can fly up to about 124 knots, roughly 140 miles an hour, and we have a couple hour fuel range. Be able to recognize the UMMC helicopters by seeing the Air Care written on the side, and it says University of Mississippi Medical Center and Children's Hospital, because we do provide services for Children's Hospital as well. Whenever we're flying at night, because we run 24-hour operations 7 days a week, so we fly at night, and we need to be able to see in order to land the helicopter wherever the patient may be. May it be on a highway or a parking lot or a baseball field. So at night, it's dark. We wouldn't be able to see the power lines and the trees and the light poles and stuff like that. So we fly with night vision goggles on our helmet, and it allows us to be able to see at night. And all we do is we just flip them down, and we're able to see. It's kind of like looking through a toilet paper roll holder. You can't see a whole lot, so you have to keep your head moving a lot. But it's a great tool that helps us be able to see a lot of detail on the ground when it's really dark out.
Okay, this is our specialty response vehicle. It's an intimidator. Basically, we use this where we're not able to get an ambulance, and it has the capability of four-wheel drive as well. So any patient or wherever the patient may be, if it's a hard to reach area, this is a vehicle that we would use for that. It can go up to about 45 miles an hour, so it can get down the road pretty quickly. Usually we would use this around campus or any type of special event that we have that we can't get an ambulance in. And so we would use this to go and get a patient if needed and care for them. Thank you for coming here and taking a tour of our facilities and looking at our ambulances and helicopters here at MCES.
Hey guys, my name is AJ DiMartino. I'm an investigator at the Rankin County Sheriff's Office. I'm also a member of the Special Response Team, also known as the SWAT Team. And today I'm here to give you a look at our MRAP, our armored vehicle that we use for call-outs and also search and rescue. Our doors on the MRAP are called air assisted, which means all we have to do is pull the lever and it opens up by itself. So hop on in. Alright guys, so here we are inside of the MRAP. It is an up-armored vehicle. If you look here, you can see the bulletproof glassing. Also, all the doors and sides are thick steel. This truck can go about 65 miles an hour to get where we need to go. You're looking at here, this is all of our lights, systems, switches. Up top here, we have our radio so we can talk to everybody, and also our siren box here. This console here is a fire suppression system. That way, if there's a fire inside or if there's a fire outside, we can extinguish it quickly. This is a former military vehicle, but we've taken it and we've converted it into our armored vehicle for SWAT call-outs and search and rescues. So what we have here is, if we need to, we can deploy this out and stand up on this and look up outside of the hatch here. We have it closed now though. Originally this only had 4 seats in the back, but we took those out and installed these benches for more room and more space. We can store some of our equipment down below here. Okay, we've got some entry tools, electrical cables, and on this side we've got some other stuff. This one's empty. Under here is a chainsaw and stuff, usually anything that we might need to get in somewhere quickly and safely. So all of our personal equipment we keep in our vehicles with us, our weapons, our vests, our helmets, our gas masks, our communication system. The only equipment that we'll leave here on the truck is breaching tools like axes, sledgehammers, rams, Halligan tools, stuff like that. In other vehicles we'll also have robots and our flying drone show up, just depending on if we need it or not. Alright guys, so our MRAP here runs off of a diesel engine. It weighs approximately 30 to 32,000 pounds with a 57-gallon size tank. So guys, here I have all my stuff on. I have my AR-15 rifle here. I've got my Glock pistol on me as well. I have a tourniquet on here in case I get wounded. I can put it on to help stop bleeding. I've got my extra mags here for my pistol, extra mags here for my rifle. Here I just keep a couple tools. I'll keep a marker. I've got some needle nose pliers, a flashlight, a knife, anything I may need to get to quickly. This is my comm set here. I can push this little button. I can talk to my mic. It runs into my radio. Up through my headset here. Alright guys, this is one of our robots that we use. It has a built-in camera and a built-in speaker, so if we find somebody in a building, we can talk to them. It has a big arm on the top there that has another camera, and you can see it has a claw hand We can use that to open and move doors.
Hi guys, this is our drone. It can go up to 400 feet in the air. We'll use this to track suspects. We can turn it on to where it will just follow them and we don't have to move it off. We can also use it to read things from a distance like tags on vehicles and such. But we'll also use it if someone's lost in the woods or somewhere else, we can use it to try to find them as well.
Hey, my name's Sam. I work here at the Pearl Fire Department. I'm a lieutenant. Been here about 5 years. Today I'd like to show you our fire truck. Hey y'all, we're here again. We're going to talk about our trucks. This is our ladder truck behind me. It goes a whopping 114 feet in the air. We take it out on commercial structures, things like hotels. We need to get up in the air, do a rescue, put water in from a different angle. And over there we have our everyday driver, and it's used from everything from we take it to lift grandma off the floor, to car wrecks, to house fires. So a lot of lift assist. Our town's gotten a little older. We go to several wrecks. Don't get a lot of house fires. We have real good fire codes that prevent house fires, car fires, wrecks on the interstate. About any time anybody dials 911, you name it, we're ready to roll. Everybody here is an EMT. We have several paramedics, just about one at every station. We're a career fire department, so we're here 24/7, 365. We would take our ladder truck to anything commercial or hotel, something like that. We take our fire engine on every call. It has all our equipment on it. So all the roles on the fire truck are very important. But one in particular is the driver operator. He not only has to know where we're going, know the streets, but he needs to know this fire truck in and out. And I'll tell you one thing that's pretty neat that I find is unique is something that we have now that they really didn't have 15, 20 years ago, is we have a remote control deluge gun. And we can step back and spray water in any direction, 360 degrees with this remote. So I'll tell y'all something pretty interesting about our fire truck. The piece of equipment we have on it is our thermal imaging camera. It's on all of our fire trucks. Really helps us see in the dark, see through smoke. We can see heat. We can see somebody if they're down in a fire to help us do a search and rescue. And it's a really neat piece of equipment. So on our fire truck, we have pretty much everything we need to handle any situation that we come across. We have our chainsaws, our K-12, generators, jaws of life. We're ready to handle pretty much any situation.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Curry with Community Bank. I'm here today to show you a little bit about what we do on a daily basis. And now we're going to take you on a trip through the bank. We're going to make a cash deposit in the lobby. We're going to make a trip in the vault. And last, we're going to show you what we do in the drive-thru. Today, I'm going to be making a cash deposit to my checking account. You'll want to make sure that you put the date, your name, and your account information. Then you'll take it up to the teller line.
Hey, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Now we're in the vault, and this is where we keep our safe deposit boxes. I'm going to open a safe deposit box to give you an idea of the size of it. You'll place it up here, and this is the box that you would keep any important documents or anything that you would need to be kept safe. I'm here to give you a look at what we do on our side when you pull up to the drive-thru to make your transactions. What we do is whenever you pull up, we let the drawer out, and you will put your deposit slips or your withdrawal slips or cash or any kind of transaction that you need to do. We'll process your transaction and send it back to you with a receipt. You may even get a treat, even your pets. When you visit our drive-thru, you can either pull up to the first lane directly, where you will put your items in the slide-out drawer, or use the second or third lanes, where you will put your items in the tube and press a button to send them to the teller inside the bank. Once we process your transaction, we will send your receipt back to you the same way you sent it to us. Thanks for stopping by at Community Bank, and we hope to see you soon.
Hello, I'm Eddie Brown.
Hello, I'm Bonnie Pittman. We work for the Jackson branch in Jackson, Mississippi. We work for Loomis Armor Company. So we transport cash and service bank and other customers.
And what you see behind us is our truck, or one of the trucks that we use. And this truck is a special tool for us because it is bullet resistant. It is very strong, so it carries around some of the heavy weighted coins that we have to carry. And it's protective. It protects us from any harm that someone may try to steal the money or something. The truck actually protects us.
We're always armed. As you can see, I have my weapon on. He has his weapon. We both have bulletproof vests on for our protection, making sure that we go home safely. The truck goes 70 miles per hour. Of course, we have to maintain our speed limits according to company policy. We have sirens on the truck as well for a case of emergency. Someone wants to actually rob the truck, we have each other as lookouts in order to make sure no harm is being brought upon any guards or any workers on the truck for that day. Someone always stays with the truck at all times. It's never left unattended to keep a good lookout, make sure nothing happens, and we go home safely.
Our job is important because we transport the one thing in the world that everyone needs, and that is in high demand. So it is very important that we are safe in transporting money for our customers, and they rely on us to get much needed funds in and out of their stores for them to operate. On behalf of myself, Eddie Brown,
Bonnie Pittman,
we'd like to thank you for taking a tour of our truck with us today, and have a great day.
Hey everybody, my name is David McCray, and I'm the treasurer for the state of Mississippi. I'm so glad you're participating in today's event. As treasurer, I have a lot of big responsibilities. I make sure the state's bills are paid on time, and I work to help families just like yours save for college. I want you to do something for me really quick. Close your eyes for just a minute. Can you think of one thing you'd like to be when you grow up? Okay, open your eyes back up. Now that you have imagined what you want to do when you grow up, how do you go about doing that? If you want to be a doctor, or a mechanic, or a teacher, you'll need to go to some type of college. If you dreamed about being a football player, or someone who creates video games, you're going to need to go to college for that too. And I want to help you do that. That's why we have given away money for college to 10 lucky students participating in today's event. Even if you didn't get something today, your family can put aside money at the state treasury so you're ready to go when you graduate high school. There's something else you'll have to do to get that job you're always dreaming of. You'll have to keep up the good grades, and the best way to do that is to practice your reading. There are a lot of fun books out there for you to read. One of my son's favorite books is Good Night, Construction Site. Have you read it? The book talks about how hard all the trucks have to work at a construction site, and they all have a different job to do. Crane truck is a team worker. Dump truck has to be fast to move dirt back and forth, and no one is stronger than bulldozer. They all have different jobs, but at the end of the day, they share one thing in common. They all get pretty tired. That's true for us too, right? We all want to do different things when we grow up. We all have different dreams, different talents, different jobs. But at the end of the day, wherever you are in life, we all have earned a good night's sleep. I'll leave you with that today. So keep on working hard, work on that reading, and start dreaming of what you'd like to be when you grow up. Now, have a great rest of your day.
Hey y'all, meteorologist Rachel Coulter here. I work over at WLBT with an awesome team of meteorologists, and I wanted to tell you guys just a little bit about what we do here at the station as meteorologists. You know, we not only tell you guys about the weather on TV and on social media and on our First Alert weather app, but we do a lot before we even get to do that. You know, we have to get ready to get on TV, but we build graphics, we build our forecasts, and that takes up most of our day. So really over the course of our 8-hour workday, most of that time we're building that forecast, trying to figure out not only what the weather is doing right now, but what it's going to be doing as we work our way through time. So there's a couple of things that are super important to start off in when we're trying to predict and forecast the weather as we go forward through time. So the first most important thing is to look at current conditions. So when you walk outside and you're hanging out with your friends, if it's sunny outside, if it's warm, this is important because we got to know where we're starting off to really look at what we're going to see later on. And if we've got some warmer temperatures just to our south and the winds are moving in from the south, that's important to us meteorologists because that tells us, well, hey, if there's warmer temperatures to our south and all of the weather that we're seeing across our area is coming from that direction, we're probably going to see some warmer temperatures too. So that's something that we look at. We have to look at here in Mississippi. We have to look at the weather, the sunshine, the sky cover, whether we have lots of clouds or no clouds at all, whether we have rain or no rain at all. All of these things are super important as meteorologists, not only looking in Mississippi, but around really the entire nation. So once we have a good idea of what we're seeing across the entire area, then we take it forward a little bit. So now we have to look at what's something that we call model data. Then we get to look forward and see what's going to be happening here as we carry through not only the next few days, but we try to build forecast that goes all the way through the 7-day. And you might know that name, the 7-day forecast. So if you're trying to plan a birthday party on the weekend or hang out with your friends one day and you want to know what the weather is, our job is to let you guys know what to expect and what to plan for so you know the best day to get outside and enjoy the sunshine or warmer temperatures. And the way we do that is by looking at computer models. There's a lot of them, but we have to look not only at the surface, but we have to look all the way up the atmosphere. So where we're walking around on the ground to where the birds are flying, to where the planes are flying, all of that information is super important to what we're going to see weather-wise here on the surface as we carry through the next few days. And computer models are able to show us different scenarios of what could happen, and what we have to do as meteorologists is take our experience of working in the field. So I've been here in Mississippi for a few years now, so I'm able to see different things. My teammates have been here for a while as well, so we all put all of our knowledge together. We look at the computer models and do all of that to put our forecast together, and then we start to put those numbers into our computer graphics and onto the website and onto our First Alert weather app and social media. So if you follow us on social media, all those forecasts, we took a lot of time to make sure we're looking at the temperatures, on the cloud cover, on the rain chances as we carry through the next few days, and then we're able to present it to you guys on TV, and it's a super fun time. And of course, if you really love science and math and the weather, the meteorology might be a good job for you. I hope you guys have a good time. Thanks for listening in.
Hello, my name is Rick, and with Torshell Storm Shelters here in Jackson, Mississippi. Welcome to our warehouse. I would like to show you some of our units, and we're going to start with this particular one. This size, it's what we call commercial size. It's much bigger than the regular residential unit. This is a 6x10, and this unit is made out of steel, and I'm going to invite you to come right in here. This is a very roomy, spacious unit, and this unit can hold up to 20 people. Of course, depending on the size, of the persons, but up to 20 people. Now, this unit, as well as the other above ground units, once we bring them to the site, they have to be put on top of a concrete pad because the units have to be anchored onto the ground. Okay, otherwise, a strong wind will lift it. Talking about winds, the units are designed to withstand EF5 tornadoes. I'm talking about tornadoes of 200 miles, So this will protect your family, or if you have a company, your employees. Now, we have here what we call the in-ground shelter, as opposed to the one that we just presented, which is an above ground. The in-ground units, they look black because they have been painted, so to speak, with epoxy to protect them against the rust. That's the reason why they look, this color. And epoxy is used in the marinas, to protect, the structure of the marinas when you bring your boat. Now, these units, they come in 3 different sizes. We got the 5x7, 5x8, and what we call the jumbo unit is a 6x10, which is this one. Now, what you see here on top, that's the hatch. That's how you go down into the unit. Once you open that hatch, there are steps to go down. And what you see here, those metal necks, they are the air intake, to the unit. Now, it is important to talk about the air inside the unit. The units come with an air intake right below this plate. We have some holes in there, and the same down below on the other plate. We got more holes for air to come in. And if you see the door frame, there's a gap between the door and the door frame, and that's made on purpose. That's for more air to come in. But yeah, you could get stuffy inside there. We recommend to get a battery-operated fan just to get the air going, circulated.
Hi everyone, my name is Chloe Ortega and I'm the morning anchor here at WJTV Channel 12 News. Let's take a look inside. This is Walt Grayson, who's doing the weather. Walt, how are you doing today?
Doing well. How about you?
You're doing the weather.
Yeah.
So what are you doing here?
I'm putting together the noon forecast.
Okay, nice. You can see the graphics over here. This is the 8-day forecast. You can see it's going to be breezy on Thursday. It's going to be a little sunny, a little cloudy Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And this is where Walt does his forecast. This is the green screen. We basically put that graphic you just saw right here behind us. And now take a look here. This is where I sit, you guys. So I sit here, and this is what I see. You can see these are teleprompters, and this right here, what you see on the camera, is the script that I read. So you can see President Biden, and you can see all these words and letters. This is what I read every single day to tell you guys the news. So this is pretty exciting. This is what I do every day. This is also the other weather forecast area. You can see right here, pretty cool stuff. And this is where the magic happens, you guys. All right, let's take a look at the next place we're gonna go to. All right, everyone, this is the control room. This is Jimmy over here, and this is Aubrey. They are in charge of making sure this show runs smoothly, and Jimmy does just that. When severe weather hits, we use these cars. This is thunder and this is lightning. Take a look at this. You can see inside we have some pretty cool stuff. Look inside, you guys. This is what we do when we track severe weather. Pretty cool. All right, well that's it. This is Touch a Truck. I'm Chloe Ortega, WJTV 12 News. Thanks for joining us.